I want to start posting gems of the day. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it every single day, but I'm going to do it as much as I can. Whenever I read a piece from a book, whenever I see a quote, or whenever I see a clip that really inspires me, anything that I feel inspired to speak on, anything that I feel moved by, a quote, a clip, I want to share that inspiration with you all and speak on it a bit. Some will have intuitive card pulls from me as a clairsentient, as a claircognizant. Some will have journal prompts. Some will have passages from my own journal. I'm thinking of ideas as I go, so let me know if you have any in the comments as well, and let's just get into it. Today's gem of the day is from the book Warrior Goddess Wisdom, Daily Inspiration for Women by Heather Rash Amara. And the passage I want to share is, when you encounter difficulties and contradictions, do not try to break them, but bend them with gentleness and time. Bravery is often equated with smashing through walls like a roaring bull or leveling everything in your path like a foolhardy bulldozer. While this type of fierce push is occasionally needed, the equally potent forces of gentleness and patience are more effective at bending and melting something to your way, and they can be just as courageous. Next time you find yourself in a conflict or disagreement that would normally upset or trigger you, try bringing your gentleness to the situation instead and see what happens. And the mantra is, I am like water, I flow continuously and overcome all obstacles with ease. I like smashing through walls like a roaring bull, but I'm not a bull. I have to keep reminding myself I'm only human. Like, yeah, I'm a goddess too, but in this 3D world and physical body of mine comes restrictions, and I hate them. I hate how fast time is passing by. I hate how expensive life is becoming. I hate that I don't have the same amount of energy I did as a teenager in high school, and especially senior year, because they threw me in accelerated classes and subjects I was not advanced in, like AP politics. And I stood up all night to get my homework done. Once I even had an anxiety attack because I was doing so much. I was drinking large iced Dunkin' macchiatos and trying to upload daily onto my YouTube channel. And I feel like that got me nowhere. Yet that's what we're told it takes to thrive in our society. Sleepless nights, labor, and hard work. It takes a lot of strength to trust in the process and not sacrifice sleep and your well-being and a world that wants you to. And if you feel pressure to break your arms and legs and back and neck, bulldozing through walls to be successful, if you get too tired, I want you to remember there's a door that can open for you at any moment in time. You don't have to sacrifice yourself to get what you want, but it does take sacrifice. Know that difference, because it can make a huge difference. I want to do a card pull for you with a message that you might need to hear. Take what resonates with you, leave what doesn't, and pick the card, pick the crystal you feel called to pick. What card, what rock is calling to you? You can pause this video and take a minute if you want to really feel them out, and let's get to the reading. If you pick pile number 1, the first card that I pulled is the color indigo, which says to improve your vision. We all have our own set of lenses that gives us a perspective that sees certain things a little bit more easier than others. This card is challenging you to see things from a different perspective, to pick up a different pair of lenses, because there's something that you're not seeing through yours. It's time to start thinking outside of the box. It's time to start looking in places you haven't looked before. It's time to start exploring things that you've gotten an inkling to explore, but you haven't yet, because you're doing so, that will change your perspective. If you feel called to pick up a certain book, if you have a certain book in your cart, or let's say you have a video saved for later, go and watch it. Go and read that book. Whatever you've been meaning to look into it, because it's exactly what you need to hear or see. The next card I got from this pile is I prosper wherever I turn. This is an affirmation card, and the affirmation you need to tell yourself more often. I feel like some of us feel like if we take the wrong turn down a wrong road that will fail, but failure is a part of the process, and no matter what turn you take, you're meant to prosper, and no one can take that prosperity from you but yourself. And the back of this card, an affirmation to say out loud is, I now see opportunities for abundance everywhere. I am blessed and prospered. I suggest to start saying this specific affirmation in the mornings as soon as you wake up. Like, the first thought should be, let me say this affirmation, and watch the prosperity roll in. The crystal that comes with this card that you pick, that you are attracted to maybe, is pyrite, which is also known as fool's gold. I actually mined this one myself from a crystal mine in North Carolina, and despite it being called fool's gold, it actually has a lot of great properties. It is known for helping to attract abundance, attracting money, to encourage leadership. It helps with anxiety. It's a very grounding crystal. If grounding is something you need, you want an extra boost to attracting prosperity, I highly suggest buying a pyrite crystal, just make sure you look into where you're getting it from, because there's a lot of places that sell fake crystals. And what I get from this crystal to add on to your message is the typical person looking for gold, if they find pyrite, they're gonna think it's trash because they're looking for gold. But pyrite is just as useful. What things in your life are you disregarding because it's not gold? What things in life are you taking for granted because it's not exactly what you want? It doesn't disregard its value. Cherish it. Look into the value of the things you already have. And that will also help you to attract more prosperity into your life. And that is all for this reading. Let me know if this resonated with you in the comments, and let's get into pile number 2. Pile number 2 is lavender, which says connect to body, mind, and soul. And what I get from this card is you are disconnected from your body, mind, and soul. You're stressed out. You've got a lot on your plate, and it's taking away from your well-being. And you need to take some time to make sure you're recharging yourself so you don't die. Not literally, but maybe. Just like a plant, your soul needs to be watered, your soul needs to be nourished in order to remain healthy. Same with your mind and same with your body. What things can you bring into your life that will fuel and nourish your body, mind, and soul? For me personally, what nourishes my body is going on morning walks for 30 minutes. It's like an hour. It's very easy, very effective, and it doesn't just have the benefit of weight loss long term, but it also just makes me feel good. Taking a walk in nature, feeling my body naturally sweat off my excess fat. I like to nourish my mind by reading books, self-development books, watching self-development videos. Lately, I've been really vibing with some TikTok live streamers. Shout out to the Lion Son. He's got the true gift of word. Like, he is a natural preacher. He preaches so many facts in his live streams. His content is so encouraging. I highly suggest you check him out. He live streams like every day. I'll leave his TikTok and YouTube channel down in the description below for you. I highly suggest watching him if you need some words of encouragement. And another creator I enjoy watching live is the Jacqueline Queen. I'll also leave her TikTok and her YouTube channel linked down below. She actually makes music that is very nourishing to my soul as well. Find your outlets to recharge and nourish your body, mind, and soul. Because you can't do anything of significance when those 3 things are depleted. Another way I suggest doing this is meditating. Meditating isn't for everyone, so if it isn't for you, I suggest just taking 10 minutes out of your day to try to clear your mind. This could be in a shower, this could be while you're doing dishes, this could be while you're exercising, just silence. So you can let your brain breathe, so you can let your mind breathe and really connect to the thoughts that are scattered in your head and drift away from them and just be in the now. The next card I pulled for this pile is an affirmation card that says, I am willing to let go. What is it that you know you need to let go of? Are you willing to let go of it? And if you are, it's time to try it. You don't have to do it permanently, but it's time to try letting go of the things you know you need to let go of. Because through changing yourself, through changing your habits, you're opening the door to change your life. The changes that you're wanting in your life are dependent on the changes you need to make right now. What do you need to let go of? And what is getting in the way of you letting go of it? Is that thing that you're not willing to let go of worth the things that you want in life? And the affirmation in the back of his card that I suggest saying to yourself, I would say at the end of the night, whenever you can, is I release others to experience whatever is meaningful to them. And I'm free to create that which is meaningful to me. What I get from this message is whatever habit, whatever thing you're letting go of, it'll help if you first think of something to replace it with. So it's not so missed. So you don't feel like there's an empty part of your life because you're removing this thing. If it's the devil's lettuce, something that you could replace to help you to let go of that habit is CBD, smoking CBD instead. Looking into relaxing herbs like lavender, chamomile, mugwort to smoke. Things that give you a similar effect, but don't have as many negative side effects. With every unhealthy thing, there is a healthy alternative that can be just as enjoyable if you look hard enough. And the crystal that I got for this pile, the crystal that you may have been attracted to, is rhodonite. Rhodonite is known as a self-love crystal. It's been said it actually has more properties than the well-known, often used rose quartz. And what I get from this crystal is you need to give yourself more compassion, you need to give yourself more love, and you need to give yourself more grace. Because it's not easy removing bad habits. It's not even easy admitting to bad habits. So the fact that you're admitting to the bad habits that you have, the fact that you are addressing this and you're taking the initiative to change, give yourself a pat on the back, because that in itself takes a lot of strength. If you struggle with self-criticism, if you struggle with perfectionism, imposter syndrome, I highly recommend getting rhodonite, even rose quartz. Rose quartz and rhodonite put together, highly suggest getting that too if you really struggle with it. Both of them are great for self-love, and it's something you cannot have enough of. It's something that the world needs more of, in my opinion. Make sure if you do get these crystals, be mindful of where you're getting them, because there are a lot of scammers out there. I highly suggest just going on TikTok and looking at how they actually look so you know if you're being bamboozled. You can also look up how to tell if a crystal is real, like a specific crystal. So type up how to tell if a rhodonite crystal is real and do those tests to see if you got yourself a real one or not, so you can have those healing properties that you're paying for with the crystal. Crystals don't solve problems, they encourage energy. Everything has a certain energy to it. It's like a push, like a nudge. You can take a horse to the water, but you can't force it to drink. It's up to the horse. Not calling you a horse, but you know what I mean. And that is all for pile number 2. Thank you for watching. If this resonated with you, let me know in the comments. Make sure to like this video, and I will see you in the next one. Pile number 3, the card that I got for you is Rainbow. I actually pulled this card on a TikTok reading recently. This card says, connect to spirit and nature. It's time for you to touch some grass. There are so many ways that you can connect to nature. Nature is a free, amazing way that you can recharge yourself. You can connect to nature through the element of water. You can connect to nature through the element of earth. You can connect to nature through the element of fire. And you can connect to nature with the element of air. If you're wanting to learn the many ways that you can connect with the different elements of nature, I highly suggest purchasing the book, Bewitching the Elements. It's a little witchy, but there's definitely a lot of things that you can take away from it, regardless of your religion. It's actually one of the 10 books that I'm reading right now. And the last thing that I highlighted, I feel called to share with you, which is sharing how to connect with the element of water. It says, self-compassion is water in her exalted state, glowing, beyond, oh gosh, I don't know how to pronounce that word. Reminding you that you are allowed to hold space for yourself, that you are allowed to be exactly where you are without shame or judgment. Self-compassion means radically accepting the moment. It means giving yourself permission to not be perfect. Through water, you can have self-compassion for wherever you are and then take the chance to heal what needs to be healed. You free up the future by letting go of expectations of what your healing will look like. And then you consider what will really honor and serve you right now instead. And it says some ways to connect to the element is seek out an ocean, lake, or river, spend time in the water or near it with your phone off, breathing deeply as you gaze at her surface. Ask the elementals and spirit of this body of water for messages and meditate. Journal or create art inspired by this. I've been meaning to create art around nature, connecting to like the trees and everything, because I have a lot of trees around me. Another way that I suggest to connect to the element of water is take a ritual bath with Epsom salts and herbs like lavender, jasmine, mugwort, or rose. Exhale your worries away as you feel yourself embraced and healed by the water. And one of the ways to connect to water that I found really interesting that I'm really excited to try is turn washing your hands into a ritual. As you run them under the faucet, visualize white light cascading with the water so you're cleaning your hands with this healing vibration. Breathe into this with gratitude. And another one I feel called to share is you can connect to the element of water just through drinking tea. Just through stirring your tea clockwise with the intentions that you want. Speaking into your waters. Another great book that I've been recommended but I haven't read yet is The Hidden Messages in Water by Masaru Emoto. I'm gonna link both those books in the description. You don't have to be a water sign to prioritize connecting with water. Our bodies are made up of 60% of water, I believe. So regardless of what elements you usually go for, water is definitely an element you don't want to dismiss. Speak life not just into the things that you drink, but speak life into yourself, because you are made mostly of water. There's actually this experiment, I'll try to find it and link it in the description, where this guy was speaking positive things to one container of water and then speaking negatively to another container of water. And a container of water that he was speaking negatively to looked completely different than the water that was being spoken life into. So this is legit, and it definitely can make a legit difference in your life. The affirmation card that I pulled with this pile is Divine Wisdom Guides Me. Divine wisdom isn't common knowledge. Divine wisdom is something that comes to you or you need to specifically seek out and find, because divine wisdom is often snuffed. We live in a society that promotes logic and tries to discredit the connection that we naturally have as women to the divine. You are divine. Don't let anyone snuff that from you. Don't let anyone make you second guess access your divine powers. This could be your power with the tongue, power through prayer, power through intuition, the power that you hold in your hands. And the affirmation that comes in the back of this affirmation card is, I'm guided throughout this day in making the right choices. Divine intelligence continuously guides me in the realization of my goals. I am safe. You are safe. There's a lot of people who like the fearmonger woman from connecting with the divine, and it's all about your intentions and educating yourself on what you're doing so it doesn't backfire. Knowing what you're doing, so in the process of doing it, it makes it that much more powerful. Because just fear and doubt alone can ruin the whole process of things. I feel like all women have a witch wound because they burned us alive and drowned us and stoned us for connecting with nature and connecting to the divine. And it takes some effort to remove ourselves from that fear because there's nothing to be scared of. And the crystal that comes with this reading is clear quartz. I mine this crystal myself from a crystal mine in North Carolina. It's a cute little cluster. And the thing with clear quartz is it's all about intention. It's kind of like a white candle. It can be used as a substitute for other things, which makes me call to ask, what intentions do you need to prioritize? If you were to make a list, and I highly suggest you do if there's multiple, find the top one, the top intention you want to focus on. This could be abundance, this could be rest, this could be self-love, this could be courage, whatever it is. This week, this month, focus on that intention when speaking life into the elements you feel called to. And in this reading, I highly suggest it's water. And that is all for this card reading. If this video resonated with you, make sure to comment below and like this video, share it with a friend, maybe even, and I will see you in the next one. Mwah.